It's all about Pink, and it is just trying to claim their positionings here as Gino, Pablo, they're gonna send themselves forward. So many teams underneath. Chap, Flixie still taking their time though. They don't want to strike just yet. Don't want to overexpose yourself.
I love Pablo and Gino's position right now. Not only like literally, but the loadout they have, the mats, looking incredibly healthy to close out the later section of this game. Moving zones are already about to begin, and they are lined up perfectly to make something solid happen.
Only a matter of time too before Chino and Pablo potentially start setting up for some of these pre-edits in case they have teams that maybe look to try and pull up from behind them. A lot of lurking taking place though. Ping and Kiro. Now, this is a team that could definitely pop off. People aren't wary of their positioning, but Shark, Teeny, they'll waste no time. They're gonna immediately catapult themselves towards front side zone. Just box up for a moment. Maybe they can look back, try to see if there's anybody to pick off, but for the most part, Takada, they're looking to just take this open battle with Asa and Podesai if they choose to actually keep trying to challenge on those walls. Instead, it could even be a little bit of a cutoff here. Sky and Scroll now beginning to make their move through this secondary high, a little bit more towards that mid-ground position. They don't need to drop just yet, and they want to be careful not to get caught out inside of the water either. So many other teams seemingly struggling to keep their mats healthy.
A potential difficult pull here. It's almost safe to assume that it's gonna pull back, but it is gonna go towards the east. Gino Pablo now quick to rotate up ahead of zone. They have to be careful though with the pressure above. Gotta be aware of the shockwaves below. It's so much more things to keep in mind now with the pure chaos of reload. Shark though, he's lost Teeny, playing as a solo once again ahead, but this is the game mode where you have the opportunity to clutch it alone.
If anything, this is probably the best opportunity that you'll have is in a reload format. We saw so many solo clutches even taking place throughout the Heat group. So Twek and Midro though, all alone in the high ground. It doesn't seem like anybody's actually noticed that they're just tarping overhead, but it could still be incredibly dangerous position to try and lock down. Keep in mind those shockwaves, crash pads, it can be very difficult to kind of keep tabs on everything, and their builds maybe not as healthy as they would like them to be for holding down this high ground position, but with everybody getting so smothered in the layers down below, Chap, Flixie, they know they've got to just keep trying to break through, but Shark, as a solo, he just burning through material so quickly. He needs to get out of sight of the high ground team, so he'll be forced to transition down into a lower layer, but he doesn't want to go to ultimate low just yet. He's got to wait until he's a little bit further back towards backside of zone because he needs a big refresh. He's got to catch somebody else off guard.
Yeah, no mobility. He's gonna have to ride the wave here, playing backside slowly. But there is an unexpected visitor knocking on his door. Haris right beside him as Sky has been fully eliminated. Shark now starting with the rotate. 25 builds to work with. It's all wood though as he goes back once again to play it slow, making use of that grenade met miss.
Yeah, but the vision is just so obscured, and the team on Hyde actually posing such a problem right now for Haris. He is scrambling every which way, but Twek, Midro, they actually look to be in the best position currently just because they're out of the eye of focus. Are going to be forced to drop, just chopped out into this Memphis grenade. No idea which way to look. He's just trying to get a little bit of space here, but he's going to be knocked. Doesn't actually find the wiggle room he needs. Chino, Pablo now running down to their last few builds, and Chino, he just can't hold on any longer. He'll be knocked too. Prism and Casper now trying to see if there's anybody else that they can get tangled up with. A Pink, Kiro, everything is just falling apart next to them, but they're still managing to hold on.
Midro, Twek up above, still raining down onto the players below. Pablo doing what he can with the quick elimination, but he's got no med miss grenade to hold on to zone. He's looking back now, trying to figure out what's the rotate in. It's gonna be a shockwave play as Twek doing what he can to connect the previous builds and apply that pressure below. 2 med kits in the inventory, but the pressure on the ground is non-stop.
There are just so many solos stacking underneath them, but Pablo has a decent amount of builds. Still one more pizza slice to work with too. And he's got that Mythic Sentinel. That could be the real difference maker here, Takada. If he can get just a single tag, apply some good pressure onto any of the healthier duos remaining. Kiro now forced to try and use some of these pre-existing builds, but Midro and Twek have this lobby in the palm of their hands. It's all about closing things out. Pablo still secondary height position. Prism, Casper, ultimate low. Pablo down to his final 4 builds.
He
needs to try and pick somebody off the moment they go up, but Deemish doing everything he can to prevent that from happening, and it's gonna be a turn and burn onto Kiro. That is just one further lifeline, but he needs another siphon if he wants to keep trying to maintain his positioning, and Pablo will be claimed by Deemish right after. That's the siphon connection he was hoping for. Now just Casper and Prism underneath. He's hoping maybe Meidra and Twag decide to get a little bit more involved, but Casper, Prism, just a little bit too healthy here. They'll finally take out Deemish. But when it comes down to a battle of attrition here, Takato, I fear Meidra and Twag, they might have the upper hand.
Not only do they have the Med-Mist grenade, a Slurp as well in the inventory alongside the 2 Med Kits, and Casper knows this. He goes for the elimination, but gets shut down instantly by Twek and Meidra, who are going to close out game 1. What a way to start the day, Taco.
Like initially, it's hard to believe that the high ground hold could just work out so buttery smooth, but Twek, Meidra, they were just onto something different. They realized how smothered everybody else was in those congested lower layers, and they took full advantage of it. But Frankie, Reese, Levin, what have y'all got to say?
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, that really did look super smooth for Twek and Meidra. Like, they was totally unbothered in the top layers for so long, Levin.
Yeah, I mean, they made it look really, really easy. I think one of the big things in this meta, right, is how do you play height in a game where you have so many people with shockwaves, right, and dealing with that and like the layers you play, how high up, how aware you are of potential shockwavers, and I think Resub, a lot of people would have expected the players to do well on height who maybe have a bit more experience than the likes of the Meidras and Tweks, right? They made it look like they've been playing height in like top level finals lobbies for years.
Absolutely, and they're clearly extremely well prepared for a reload finals, right? They know the meta, they're playing height super duper early, and I love the fact that obviously they have the heal off, they have the potential to win, but they're still getting down, they're still getting close. They know that the other team might have more. They see the Med-Mist grenades go down, they go for the frag. Love it.
Only one elimination though, Reese. I guess that's to do with the height that they established.
Yeah, I mean, if you played height in a lobby with good players, they don't give you an opportunity when you're going for a rotate, right? You're like, a good player isn't just going to run in the open when you're in height and you can just beam them there. Plus, you combine that with the fact that a lot of the zones pulled back. There weren't really just that many opportunities to tag them. So for them, height early, it ended up being a pretty free game.
Yeah, I think more or less, right? Like, as much as I'm impressed by them, I'm curious to see what their games look like now without height, right? Of course, we still have so many more games ahead. Are they going to be as composed in those situations? Because I think they showed a great composure and, like you said, preparedness in that situation to play height that I'd like to see them apply, you know, some of the lower layers as well.
Well, we still have 7 games remaining, and there are going to be some duos who are out for revenge. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, though, we'll be talking about game number 1 in more detail.